beauties, welcome back to another video with your girl Azaria, your favorite MUE. Today's video is just going to focus on a soft glam, but today we're going to focus on how to get the perfect foundation and basically the perfect complexion makeup, and how to wear a full face of makeup with the mask on, because we are still in a pandemic and face mask is required where I live. If you're still a person who wants to get glammed up, but you know you also gotta put that mask on, I'm gonna show you a way to make sure it doesn't rub off and make sure everything stays in place. So I am an eyes first girl, so nothing new. We're just gonna start off with eyebrows.
So like I said, nothing new. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my eyebrows. I'm going to conceal under them, not over them, because I am going for a natural look today. I'm going to buff that out, and after I finish buffing that out, I'm going to put some eyebrow highlighter under them. And then I'm going to go in with a nude eyeshadow that I got from e.l.f. and put that all over my lid. And then I'm going to make a winged eyeliner that also using e.l.f. eyeliner. I'm also going to put some mascara on to prep my lashes for my falsies that I got from Kiss.
So now that we're done with the eyes, we're gonna go ahead and get to the main event of this video: the foundation, the complexion, everything that matters. This is honestly becoming my favorite primer. It's the Soft Silk Pro Filter by Fenty Beauty. For a tip, like, you really have to figure out your own type of skin, like whether it's oily, whether it's dry, whether it's combination. This is a personal tip, like, you know, there's products geared towards those types of skin, like they'll have matte this, matte that, dewy this, dewy that. I say, regardless of type of skin you have, you should like go and use both types of products. Like if you're gonna use a matte foundation, you should use like a dewy primer or something that isn't true matte for your primer, and vice versa. If you're using a dewy foundation, use a matte primer. I'm no scientist, but I know that when you use like those types of products together, for example, if you're a dry skin person and you notice that when you do use like matte products and stuff, your skin like just overly produces oil and your makeup just like gets a little cakier faster, that's because your skin is trying to fight, it's trying to combat the oil, like the moisture it's not getting, and like produce more oils and more moisture. If you're like an oily person, use something oily as well for like a primer or something, or maybe in your skincare, so your skin doesn't have to produce more oils. So hopefully that made sense. That's just my little tip. That's what I've learned over the years for my skin. But for your foundation, regardless of anything, you do want to make sure you have good skincare in your makeup routine. I've already prepped my skin with hyaluronic acid, facial toner, and I cleansed my face. I just did my primer, so I have a good base. Now, I've been a sponge girl forever. I've always used sponge to put on my foundation, but lately I've been using a brush from Eco Tools. It's the foundation brush. It's very, very, very dense, and I've never really been into brushes, but I was like, let me try it. And honestly, I feel like this gives me a more airbrush finish with my foundation. Now, the foundation that you use is totally up to you. I kind of mix around with my foundations, but my go-to favorite is the matte Poreless from Maybelline Fit Me line. And what I do with that, I just scoop some out and basically just paint it onto my face, because it's gonna get blended out. One thing I forgot to mention is if you have dark marks and you want to cover them up, or get like, so you can get a more even foundation application, I say go in with some color corrector. I'm using mine from LA Girl Pro Concealer. Usually people just use like a really full coverage concealer, or they do go in with some corrector. If I really care, then I'll go in with it. Honestly, sometimes I don't. I mean, lately, since we've been in this pandemic, I've just been doing whatever, you know. But I do go in with a sponge and blend that out. Now, don't make fun of my sponge. Like, I just cleaned it, so it's kind of like a different shade. Don't make fun of it. So now that that's blended, I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my foundation. Now, you kind of want to like pat and swipe, like a combination of that with a foundation brush. I guess you could go ahead and pat it in first and then go around. Make sure you get up into them ears and make sure you get down to that neck, honey.
You want to blend into your neck and into your ears to make sure that you can't really see where your foundation starts and where your neck starts.
Woo, Chile. Now you can add the desired amount of foundation that you want, but as you can see, like I'm already looking pretty much airbrush. I'm just gonna add some more foundation in certain areas that I feel isn't even. So once you're done like blending it in, mostly, usually you see people with makeup, they usually just do their setting spray at the end. I say that you need to incorporate it more, incorporate it into each layers in order to make it a super stay, you know what I'm saying? So add your foundation. And then the key to really getting your setting spray to work is to push it in. So just using a sponge, I'm just pushing that into my skin. Not a lot of foundation under my eyes. That's because you don't want it to be too cakey on your eyes once you add your concealer. So taking my Maybelline concealer in the shade 45, I'm just gonna go ahead under my eyes. If you haven't watched my last video, I definitely gave you some very good tips on how to get a flawless concealer base, and that is to let it dry down. Major key. Get into it. Drying down your concealer first before you blend it really helps with coverage. It helps increase the coverage. That should be enough. So like I said, I did clean my sponges the other day, so they're kind of bent out of shape because of how I packed them up, but this is still a good sponge, okay? It's little, but it still works well. This is the e.l.f. Camouflage concealer sponge, and I really like it. Now that my concealer is almost dry, this is the perfect time to blend it out. And I'm going in the shape that I painted, basically. I'm getting into all the nicks and crannies. Keep blending it all out, you know? Make sure you get around the corners of your mouth. The chin. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but you definitely want to conceal in the places that capture the light more. So if you like look down, you can see like what areas capture the light, and that's where you put your concealer or your highlighter at. Major key. Now, if you feel like you have any like harsh lines after you just blended out your concealer, or so if you feel like you have any harsh lines after you blend out your concealer, you can take a clean expert face brush from Real Techniques. And like I said, this doesn't have any product on it. You just use it to buff out the harsh lines. Get a more airbrush finish. I mean, that's the main goal. You want to look like you came straight out of the most expensive makeup artist's chair, and you want to feel like $1 million, basically. Now you can just like go ahead, set your concealer, and then put on like a powder contour or a bronzer or a bronzer. But lately I have been liking the way dark contour has been looking with my foundation, so I'm gonna go ahead with that. You basically want to place your contour where the light doesn't capture. Now using another Eco Tools brush. It's smaller than my foundation brush, and this is because this is a smaller section. With the same motion, I'm gonna dab it and then kind of flick it up. Now it may look a little crazy right now, but it's gonna get fixed. All you really seeing is just like some harsh lines. So I'm gonna go in with my foundation brush. I didn't put any extra product on it. I'm just gonna basically blend between those harsh lines. Kind of like erase those harsh lines. Now, if you ever feel like you over contoured, you can always like put some concealer on and kind of just go over those sections again. To me, the more concealer the better, because you always want more coverage in those areas. Now it's time to set your face. I'm pretty sure every video I made so far up until this point, I've been raving about this setting powder from Fenty Beauty, because honestly, I've used a few setting powders since, you know, I've been doing my makeup, and this honestly not much compares. I mean, I haven't used every single setting powder known to makeup kind, but this has honestly been my favorite so far. Not just because it's Fenty, but because honestly, this feels like butter. It smells so good too. I never smelled such a good smelling setting powder. It makes no sense. But you're just gonna like stamp in the powder into every place that you highlighted. Like some people bake. I honestly don't see, like I used to bake, but I don't see that much difference. Like I feel like pressing the powder into your skin gives you a good set instead of baking. Already that's looking fantabulous. And yes, fantabulous is a word. Get with the program. I don't know how they made a powder smell so good, but I would wear this fragrance. It smells amazing. But yes, everywhere that you put your highlighter, that's where you're gonna wanna set. A little on the more expensive side, but this is a good investment. This is enough powder to last me for a long time. While your highlighter is being set, you're gonna wanna go ahead with the powdered bronzer on top of your contour. This is nothing new. I'm going in with my e.l.f. bronzer. I really don't know the shade of this. I've had this for a long time. And honestly, the reason for that is because it has been a journey trying to find a bronzer that is really my shade. Like this is my shade, but it's really like I can use something different, but I really haven't really found something that I can do that with. If anyone has any tips or any brands that have good bronzers, dark bronzers for, you know, your brown skin, dark skin ladies over here, please let me know in the comment section. This is a multi-use brush, honey. Get with the program. This is a good base. Now, I usually don't contour my nose. I just, you know, go in with some light bronzing and go down, get that corner. And then whatever's left, I just kind of like minimize my nose a little bit and then leave that there. Now, because like the bridge of your nose stands out and captures more light, you're gonna wanna just put like a landing strip down your nose. Now what I just did was kind of did like a reverse contour to just get some more light where the contour isn't like there. You'll see what I'm saying. Now you don't have to leave it there for that long. You just you can use your bronzing brush or you can use your Real Techniques and just kind of stamp that in a little bit. I go in with both actually. gonna swipe that away. And then go in with probably like a little more bronzer. Just, you know, get away the harsh lines. After the product is kind of gone, I just, you know, go over my whole entire face. Make sure everything is just nice and blended. Now it's time to set. After you like spray, you wanna go in with a sponge and press the product into your skin so the setting spray can work more effectively. Time to put some highlighter on, my favorite part. I totally forgot. I wanted to test out this new setting spray that I got from Morphe. It's their mattifying continuous mist. So I'm putting that on top just to see how it's gonna hold today. Getting ready to go out. I basically put this full face on just to show y'all like how to get a good complexion base. But I also wanted to test out this like little hack. If you spray some setting spray into your mask, your makeup won't move and you won't get much makeup into your mask. And I'm gonna take that with me on a little miniature vlog and basically see how that holds up. Right now it is around 4 o'clock and we're gonna check in a few hours later and see if the hack works and see how this really goes. I mean, prove my theory wrong or anything. So I'll see y'all in a few. So right now I am in the car. I'm about to go out, see how this little face mask hack holds up, and I'll keep y'all updated. So I just made it into the mall wearing my face mask, and it doesn't feel like anything's transferring so far, but if your loved one has been diagnosed with just kidding. Hey Alpha Beauties, it's still your girl Azaria. This is just a little snippet that I had to add in to basically explain why the end of the video isn't the way that it's supposed to be. Not the banging! The banging! The reason for that is because I wasn't fully able to vlog. The reason for that is because the mall that I was vlogging at, there was a little situation that happened. I'm fine, I'm doing good. There wasn't anything like that. I'm pretty sure y'all are wondering what happened. And if you insist, I will tell y'all. But I might as well make it a story time. So if we're gonna do the story time right, I need to tell it from the beginning. The first week I moved to Maryland, there was one day that me and my mom, we wanted to get some Subway because I had a Subway gift card. I already had her order on my phone, so I just went in real quick while she sat in the car and I ordered my food. So while I was about to order, because there was people in front of me, there was this dude who was kind of like standing like right here-ish, and he was just, you know, just standing there. I'm thinking he's about to order too, like whatever. So I'm not paying him no mind because, you know, I'm ready for this food, you know, girl things. Before I started ordering, you know, I'm just looking at her order, you know, rehearsing my lines because, you know, I gotta make sure I did it right, okay? Because she's very particular and she ain't gonna take nothing less because she's a queen. I love her, but so the dude, he's kind of like, well, I'm thinking, you know, these people just look around and kind of accidentally make eye contact. So I thought at first that's what was just happening. But, you know, he looked again and he was just kind of like staring, kind of like, yeah, baby. So I'm like, okay. He kind of said something like, well, I was hearing him trying to talk to me, and I was like what? And he was like, you know, hey, how you doing? I was like, oh, hey, you know, like I really wasn't paying attention to him because, you know, I was about to order my food. But then he was like, hey, like, how you doing? Like, my name is Filt'r. I think you're very beautiful. Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, thanks, you know, like, so I'm thinking that was the end of it. No. So he decided to, you know, keep talking to me, and I was like, okay, you know, just like talking back or whatever. And he's like talking real fast, just saying a whole bunch of hamalama shamalama. I was already in the process of ordering and reading, so I'm just sitting here like, yeah, okay, can I get lettuce and butter and the mayonnaise? And he's just like, you know, just talking and talking and talking. While he's talking, he's also talking very fast. At first I was thinking he was like a scammer, and I was like, oh my gosh, am I about to be scammed? But no, he's really just trying to like make sure he got my number, make sure he got my Instagram, this, that, and the third. I end up giving him my phone number and my Instagram. Like, usually I probably wouldn't have gave my phone number out, but you know, I was really just like, whatever, I'm trying to order my food, please get out my face. So after I give him that, he was like, all right, you know, I hope to see you soon, blah, blah, blah. And then he, you know, kind of did like that take care, like little pat, like that little pat on your arm, just like take care. And I was like, no, he did not. Not in the middle of a pandemic did you decide that it was okay to touch me with no gloves on.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I wanted to pass out. By this time, the sandwiches were already being wrapped up, and I was finally able to leave and go back to the car so I can get some Lysol, and I was spraying it all over myself because I was like, Lord Jesus, I refuse to go out like this. After that, I didn't hear from him anymore. So I was just like, okay, I don't have to worry about that. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe he forgot about me. As long as I just don't have to deal with it. So fast forward. It was the day that I decided to record this video that I just, you know, that you just been watching. As you can see, I decided to do like a wear test and kind of do like a miniature vlog while like going to the mall. While I did like the first two parts of my vlog, while I was already in the building, you know, I finished recording that because, you know, I was going to take y'all throughout the mall or whatever, wherever I was going to go. And right after I put my camera down, I turned the corner and guess who was coming my way? It was him. I hope this is just a hey, hi, goodbye, you know. It wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. Anywho, so I'll look up, he's coming towards me, and I'm going towards him. So he was like, don't I know you? I was like, yeah. He's like, didn't we meet? I was like, yeah, we did. So, you know, he's like, oh my gosh, hey, you know, how you doing, blah, 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 blah. He's like, he still talks really fast. And then he goes in so quickly for a hug. Oh my gosh, when I told you I wanted to pass out, I was like, no. It was like my worst fear. So he went for a hug like very fast, and I was like, oh. He touched me. I was like, no, oh my gosh, no. You know, he was still talking. He was like, you know what you doing here? I'm like, you know, just doing stuff you do at the mall. He asked, he's like, can I walk with you? And I don't even remember if I answered or not. He just, you know, just started walking with me, and I was like, okay, like whatever. So I kind of didn't want to like show him that I was filming or anything because I did not want to really talk to him. Like, he was just talking and going on and on and on and just like, you know, just talking, and I was just like, haha, yeah, that's crazy, you know the things you say when you really just want the conversation to end. Hopefully they take the hint. He never took the hint, never. So we get to this one store because I needed to get some things, and he was just still just like following me like everywhere, and he wasn't like skilled at walking with a person because he was kind of just like I was like, yo, like move, like please just move. So like, you know what, I just need him to go because I'm not trying to stay here that long, because I was kind of on a time crunch. Like, I planned on doing like a vlog for that hour because I wanted to go to church, the virtual church, not in person or anything, but my church started at a certain time, so I was like, I'm gonna vlog, then go home and go to church and read your Bible. I was like, I need this situation in because time was running out. I needed to go. So I texted some of my friends. I was like, hey, call me, make it an emergency. I mean, you know that text, like, hey, do this so I can get out of this. So a few of my girls called me, thank goodness. And it was like, yeah, girl, I need you to come here real quick. Like, you know, this, that, and the third is going on. I was like, girl, oh my gosh, like, I'll be there. Give me a minute. Like, I'll be there in like 10 minutes. Like, I got off the phone with them and I told him, I was like, look, there was a situation. I gotta go. how he talked fast. I was talking fast too. I was like, I gotta go. He was like, oh, okay, I hope everything is good. And I was just like I wasn't even trying to hear what he was saying. I was just like, because this is an emergency. I had to really make it an emergency. So, you know, I checked out whatever I had to buy. I really got to look around to see what I got to buy because he was just like in my ear. And I was just like, wait, I thought I needed. Finally got what I wanted. And I checked out. And I was walking towards my car. But I passed the Cinnabon, so I had to get the Cinnabon. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of that little story. So I didn't really get to film how I wanted to film for the ending of this video. But this is some pictures of how my face turned out after the little hour after taking off my face mask and everything. And you know, let me know how it got. Let me know how you like it. I'll also show how my face mask looked after the little wear test. There was some transfer. You decide if it was too much, too little, whatever. I don't think the hack worked as well as I thought it would. The girl in the video, she didn't get any transfer. I got plenty. But my makeup, in my opinion, didn't really move. So that's good. And it's still a very accurate foundation routine that you should follow. But yes, that is the end of the video. I hope to see you guys soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you like the video and everything in it. And I'll see you next week. Love you, Apple Beauties.